What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and today we have the KZ S2 TWS earphones. So these have just launched on Indiegogo today, and if you get them at the special introductory price, they're just $29. 29 bucks. So keep that in mind throughout the video. This is a dual driver in-ear monitor. It's got one dynamic driver and one balanced armature driver, and with Bluetooth 5.0. We'll get in there in a second. First, let's just have a quick look at the case here. It's got a nice matte finish on it, fairly well built, small enough to go in your pocket easily. On the bottom edge is the USB Type-C charging port. Over on the back is this little button here, and if you press that, I'll show you. If you press that button, you get a LED indicator inside, which lights up different colors to tell you the battery level of the charging case. Green means that you're fully charged or almost fully charged. Medium, middling is amber color, and of course low battery is red color. Here are the earphones. Pretty typical TWS design. They're a bit tricky to pull out of the case because they sit so low in there. But let's have a look at the earpieces now. They have a touch sensitive button on the faceplate. It looks like a physical button, but it's a capacitive touch sensitive one. You've got a metal nozzle there. These are not the stock tips, by the way. I'll get to that in a second. It's rather important. As far as build quality goes, they're pretty good. They're as good as you could expect for less than 30 bucks. If you have experience with any other budget KZ earphones, the build quality is about the same, which is to say it's very good for a budget earphone. There it says dynamic ×1, balanced armature ×1. So they're nice and light. They're obviously plastic. Got a glossy finish on the shells with a matte finish on the touch controls. One thing I really like about this case is that it accommodates larger tips, and these are some of my personal ear tips. I think they came with the Fearless S8F, and you'll see that they fit in there just fine. No worries at all. So I really like that you can use larger tips and they'll fit in the case. While we're on the subject of tips, I didn't bring the box up with me, but I'll put a photo up on the screen. You get two pairs of small to medium tips. You get two pairs, and both pairs are the same size. What, KZ? What kind of bullshit is that? That is just ridiculous. So let me say right now, if you're planning to buy these, you really should make sure that you buy some additional tips beforehand or at the same time, or unless you've got a few spare pairs of ear tips lying around already. Because if the one size that comes with these, if it doesn't fit you, you're fucked basically. So come on, KZ, get your shit together. So the earpieces, for me, they're very comfortable. I can wear them for hours at a time, no worries at all. Obviously, I wouldn't wear them for more than 3.5 to 4 hours because that's about how long the batteries last. So you get 3.5 to 4 hours, and then you get an additional 3 to 4 charges out of the case. So that's not great, but it's not terrible either as far as battery life goes. The touch controls are fairly standard, single touch to play and stop play, double tap on the right to go forward, double tap on the left to go back. Unfortunately, there is no volume control on the earpieces. You have to do that from the source, but all the other controls are available from the earpieces. And one other really cool feature with these is they have a low latency mode. So you can switch into low latency mode if you want to play games on your phone or watch a movie on your phone. And it uses a little bit more power, but it will reduce the latency between the source and the earpieces a little bit. So that's pretty cool. Moving right onto the sound now. These have a typical V-shaped signature. They're a little bit on the bright side. They're on the brighter side of neutral. They actually have a very nice bass response. The bass is tight and it's fast, and you still get a nice, fairly well extended, not the best extension, bass extension, but you do get a nice sub-bass rumble. It's a nice clean sound. But overall, the bass is really good. I found it suitable for all kinds of genres as far as in terms of bass, so no worries there. The mid-range is slightly recessed, so it's a bit of a lean mid-range with thinner notes. Male vocals do sound a little bit thin on these. Female vocals sound a bit more natural, but throughout the mid-range, the clarity is excellent. And the overall detail on these is really good too. And that is because of the lifted treble. The treble on these is, it is lifted pretty high. It's probably emphasized more than the bass and the mids, so it gives you a brighter signature overall. But it's not a particularly harsh treble. I can handle it most of the time. It's really good for pop music, hip-hop music, reggae, dub, electronic, things like that. I found that for some types of rock music and any heavy metal music where there's a lot of cymbals going on, these did get a bit too hot for my ears. So if you listen to a lot of metal, you might, I don't know, you might want to reconsider getting these. And if you're treble sensitive in general, then you probably want to stay away from these. But otherwise, they do have a really good sound. You've got to remember that these are only $29. So don't get your hopes up too high. But as far as TWS goes, these are pretty damn good. Standout qualities are the clarity and the bass. I love the bass response on these. It is excellent. Couple of other things. The earlier KZ TWS models had a lot of Bluetooth connectivity problems. They apparently have been fixed because these have worked perfectly with 3 or 4 different sources that I've tried. This is the Shanling Q1. Pairs perfectly with these. Perfectly with the Fio M6, my Galaxy Note phone, no worries at all. No signal loss, no dropouts. The range is pretty good. It's standard for a Bluetooth earphone. So yeah, it's totally fixed. They do stay in my ears well. I was able to go running with these, no worries. I will just mention about the Bluetooth as well. It's Bluetooth 5.0, but the only codec supported is AAC, which is great for Apple users. Maybe not so much Android, but to be honest, the quality of the audio is actually really good. I don't really hear any artifacts or compression when I'm listening to these through AAC, so it's not really an issue. I would prefer aptX or even better LDAC, but general consumer TWS, they're generally very warm, have a very warm tonality and kind of veiled mid-range. These are just the opposite. They're very clear, but at the same time, they do have a nice meaty bass response. So they don't feel overall too thin or anemic. Pretty good sound all around. So would I recommend these? Like I said, if you are treble sensitive, think carefully about it. Otherwise, definitely. If you are a fan of other KZ models already, you've tried them, go ahead. Don't even hesitate. Just get some. $29. It doesn't get much better than that as far as value goes. So that is the KZ to TWS. Just a bargain, and they are on sale now. I will put a link in the description, of course, and there will be a link to the written review on the website. Go to check that out. Join the Discord chat. There will be a link down there as well. Check out Instagram, check out Facebook. If you liked this short video, go ahead and give it a like, Parfam audiophile style. And until the next one, see you later.